When I was very young, as far back as I can remember, my biological father would abuse me physically, mentally, verbally, and on one occasion, sexually.
Well, we were together for 14 years, and the first few years were relatively happy, although looking back with the benefit of hindsight, there were little things that happened that weren't quite right, but things started to really go wrong when I was pregnant, expecting our eldest child.
Well, when I was 12 years old, I was at a family party and everyone was drinking and they put us to bed, all the kids to bed. And I ended up sharing a room with one of my parents' friend's son. He was 2 years old. His father came to tuck him in. The boy was sleeping and he came over to my bed. And I was just pretending to sleep because I just was a bit confused as to what he was doing. And he started kissing, like stroking my face and kissing my neck. And I didn't know what was happening, so I sort of rolled over as if to pretend that I was sleeping. He started touching me all over.
We're at a party, kissing upstairs. He started getting a bit overexcited, groping me, pushed me down the bed. I wanted to go downstairs. He told me I was being weird.
I think he's an absolute disgrace and he should never, have even been ordained if he had those thoughts and sick images of doing the things he does. I've had to live with that guilt for all these years, and I've not told nobody. I've had to bury it inside, and there are times it has made me ill, I'll be honest. I'm not going to lie about that. And I've been backwards and forwards to doctors for tablets and certain stuff, but I've had to try and put it to, on the back burner and just try and get on with my life. But like I say, it has affected my own personal happiness.
If I think about it, I can't cry about it anymore. I just feel this anger, just a deep anger. Like deep inside, it's just almost a rage. And it's a rage that I have to try and contain and to deal with.
Tried to convince me. I told him I didn't want to, but he carried on anyway. What he did was wrong.
I have my own mind. I have my own thoughts, and I know what happened to me. Nobody could put that into my head.
The psychological side was probably worse than the actual violence. It was very, very controlling. After we got married, when we came, more or less literally when we came back, I was made to watch a video about the submissive wife, which basically said that a wife had to do as the husband said. I was made to feel that I had no say in anything. Even if we talked about things, at the end of the day, it had to be what he wanted on every little issue, really. Everything changed after we got married for the worse. I was then expected to do everything that I was told. He took control completely of the finances. I took all my bank cards away from me. Even though I was the main breadwinner in the house, I was only given an allowance of a week that was to cover everything. It was really embarrassing for me at work. I couldn't go out for coffees and things with friends. I had to make all sorts of excuses because I couldn't afford to pay for coffees and things. On a few occasions, I was given a card to go and do the food shopping. I had to produce the receipts. I remember him going berserk once because I spent 72 pence on a can of hairspray in the food shop.
Emotionally, I got depressed. I started taking an antidepressant medicine, which didn't help me at all. So, I don't know. Emotionally, I found myself thinking about my past a lot and just being depressed a lot. And mentally, my mental status is on quota. So, it's alright, but behaviorally.
I'll never forget that day when my dad sat me down and told me what had happened, and I just felt as if he had got away with it. He took the easy way out. He didn't want to stand up in a court of law, and he didn't want to feel that shame, that guilt. I mean, I wanted to go in, I wanted to be there, I wanted to stand up and say what that paedophile did to me, and I didn't get that opportunity. I can't even count the numerous nights that I cried myself to sleep.
And it's true. It happened. And it just really bugs me that no one wants to listen.
Yes, I did hide it. I don't really know how I did. But I suppose you just put on a brave face, don't you? You do, especially for your children anyway, because you don't want to think that there's anything wrong. And I suppose the same with my family. I didn't want them to know that there was anything wrong in my life, because then that would have made them worry. So I suppose the normal day-to-day life, you just kind of blank it out.
Please?
My partner's abused me and he's hit me.
Has he?
I'm covered in blood. I don't know what's happened. I'm just covered in blood. I haven't hurt him.
Are you outside your property, are you?
No, I'm moved away from my property.
Okay.
I'm covered in blood. I don't know what to do.
Okay, well, we're going to get an ambulance to you as well, okay?
When it first started, I just thought that maybe it was just, you know, a rough patch, and that it would all sort itself out. And then obviously when I realised it wasn't just a rough patch, that this was the life that this man was now offering me, I was too weak. I didn't have the strength or the courage to seek any kind of help from anybody. The incident that changed it was quite a few years after the first time it had happened, and he pushed me on the sofa and had got his hand around my throat and was squeezing so tightly to the extent where I just couldn't breathe, and it seemed to go on for ages. My two children were upstairs, and all I could remember thinking was, I'm going to die, he's going to kill me, and there's two boys upstairs and they really, really need me. So I did eventually get him off me, and without any kind of emotion at all, just said to him, I'm going to phone the police. I've had enough.
Now, I suppose I feel... I mean, I'm at university and it's far away from home, so it's I've sort of removed myself from the situation almost. I mean, I'm sharing a room with 3 girls and they're all really lovely, and just being away, it's helping me, and being around people that don't know, and that, you know, just that whole fresh new beginning, it's helping me to grow as a person and to sort of be normal. Like, I mean, I look at all the girls that I share my room with and they're just so happy and so normal. Like, that's what I aspire to be. I aspire to be normal and happy.
The support was fantastic, and if I'd known that there was that kind of support out there then, knowing that would have given me the strength to have done something about it a lot sooner. The best advice is not to be too scared, not to feel that you're going to approach somebody and then once the conversation's taken place or whatever, then you will be left on your own, because you really won't be left on your own. There is always somebody there to help you.